vital one.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the United Hour. I am your host, Devin, and with me today we have the man, the myth, the legend, and that is President Chad himself. Chad, good evening. How are you doing today?
What an intro, what an intro. Yeah, man, I'm cool, can't complain. Can't complain at all.
Yeah, it's definitely great to have the dream team back together again. I'm here hosting, so I know it's been a while since we last have been on the show. What you been up to since then?
Boy, a lot's been going on in Trinidad, trying to stay cool. It's been hot like that. But looking to be rolling out some new, all I could say to people is stay tuned. We have some new stuff coming. We haven't started our fantasy football stuff as yet, and we have a new sponsor. We have a sponsor for our fantasy football segment, so we're going to be giving away some prizes. So look out this week for that. Also our Premier League content. We haven't started that as yet. That is also going to be rolling out this week. So and other little segments. So even though you haven't seen me in front, we've been working behind the scenes. So the United Hour is going to be dropping some exciting stuff. So look forward to that, people.
Yeah,
And
definitely
of
never
course,
doubted you in the
we have
background
to
as
talk
well
about
too.
our Wayne Rooney shirt giveaway.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, so for those of you who are not aware, on this channel, we're giving away a shirt from the 2008-2009 Champions League winning season, I might add, signed by our top goal scorer, Wayne Rooney. And I'd also like to take this time to welcome to the panel Mr. Robert. Good evening, Robert. How are you
How you
doing?
doing? How you doing, man?
And good afternoon to our number one commenter, as always, Mr. Martin Phillip. Good afternoon. But yeah, so definitely stay tuned, everybody. We will be announcing all details for the Wayne Rooney shirt coming up soon. But yeah, I know that will look good in quite a few people's walls, and I know people are already thinking about where they want to put it in their homes as well and everything too. It's a shame that we can't enter it in ourselves, though.
Mm, mm-mm. No, not yet. No. Mm-mm. Don't worry. I have an alias name.
Yeah, is your name gonna be? It's gonna be something. Let me think
So
now.
people, you
What
know
it
what
will
to
be
do.
now?
Hashtag the United Hour.
Yeah.
Hashtag the
He's
United Hour and share this program and hashtag the United Hour.
correct. And so, without further ado, what better way to start the show than the ongoing saga right now between our manager Eric Ten Hag and Jadon Sancho? So, for those who are unaware right now, it was a couple matches back when Ten Hag was asked about Jadon Sancho, why he was not playing, and the answer was simply because he did not train well. Lo and behold, unless you were living under a rock, you would have probably seen Sancho's comment by now, where he basically said that's not true, don't believe the media, and things like that, and basically publicly undermining the manager. We have not heard from Jadon Sancho since. Long story short, he was Ten Hag wants him to apologize. He's refusing to apologize. He's essentially been banished from the first team and all first team related activities. Can't come in the dressing room. Can't dine with the team. Anything like that. Training, or I believe he's forced to train now with the young kids as punishment. I've heard reports now he's also being fined every week. He does not apologize. It's even getting to the point now where you have certain players in the first team squad who are reportedly urging Sancho for the sake of the team to just apologize right now. Gentlemen, I'd like to know what is your take on this situation, and I will start with Robert first.
Um. Well, I would say that it is. I mean, it's kind of sad, seeing where things are now. But we have been asking for this kind of manager for years. As fans, all of us, we've asked for a manager who has control. Moyes had no control. Van Gaal had no control. Mourinho had no control. All he was just everyone's friend. So now we have Ten Hag, who has control. I think Ralph was the closest to it, but now I'm hearing people saying Ten Hag is wrong. But to me, he's not wrong. He's the manager. And as a manager, he has a right to tell you as a player you're not performing well. He is your boss. So, to me, it's like you have a job. If you're not doing the job properly, your boss has a right to come and tell you you're doing the job poorly. So, if Sancho is not, man enough to apologize, because obviously, right, the longer that this goes on, the worse it looks for him because the team is moving on, You know what I mean? Palestri right now in your spot right now. It's about Miss Mount is coming back. He was there as well. Um, it has people who are coming who will come and take a place. And the truth is, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but do you miss him? I don't miss him. Because to me, he has been here for 3 years now. And I have not seen the hype. I have not seen not one game where I could say, what, Sancho had a A+ game. He has had a few B-, some C's, but mainly it's just a lot of mediocre things, compared to his days at Dortmund. So to me, I don't miss him. But if he doesn't want to apologize, then leave him, with the kids. And the longer that he stays there to rot, we just move on. And if the whole thing with Anthony clears up and then he comes back, Sancho will find himself further down the line. So I am behind Ten Hag. I say whatever you gotta do to him, you know, just do it because to me Sancho is just a child. It just shows the level of maturity that this child has. So I mean, I am on the side of Ten Hag. I am.
All right, President Chad, I will ask the same question to you.
Oh, Sierra.
Yeah, Chad, you can hear me well?
Guys, I have been seems like real connectivity issues hearing, and I'm not
All right.
breaking up. But I as well have to support
Mhm.
Ten Hag. We have to remember that Jadon Sancho had disciplinary issues at Dortmund. We have to remember that Jadon Sancho, you know, if I could remember, he was accused of being coming to training late sometimes. During COVID, he went out to get a haircut. He at times was considered a little bit of a disruptor in the dressing room with some of the other guys. So Jadon Sancho has a history of bad behavior, so to speak. Right? Not very bad behavior, not illegal behavior, but you know, little discontent within the dressing room. Jadon Sancho has a history of that. And when you look at the manager, you have Amrabat, you have Mount, you have players who played for this man years ago that always talk about him on a pedestal. You have the present crop of players that talk about him in good stead. You have the former players at Ajax talking about the manager in good stead. So it is not to say there's a history of this manager falling out with players. It's not to say there's a long list or even a short list. Oh, he's this, oh, he's that. It's like Jadon Sancho is the only person that seems to have a problem with the manager. And I am one of Manchester United and is trying to make an excuse because let us be real, it doesn't matter whether you're a great manager
All right.
or an average manager. If the manager says you have to apologize to get back into the team, you have to apologize. It's is waiting on to do what needs to be done.
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree wholeheartedly, and I want to extend good
Do
evening
you
now
all
to
hear
Darrell
me?
in the background. Yeah, I guess you hear my dog in the background. He seems to be agreeing with your statements there as
You
well
guys
too.
hear what I heard? What I said?
Yeah, we got the gist of what you were saying. You were breaking up a little in there, but you were pretty much saying you have to back the manager on this one. And Sancho has a history of this from previous clubs. Yeah, I could not agree more with what they're saying right now. Um, I am behind Ten Hag on this, but it's disappointing because I know there's potential there in Jaden Sancho, and it just seems that I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's the people who's associated around him, but they're leading him down a very bad path. Um, it's just like I don't want to see him end up like another Jesse Lingard or a Deli Ali, for example, where you have these players who have a lot of hype right now from young. They get put on these big contracts, and then they're just it's like their footballing career is second to them. And I don't want to see Jadon Sancho go down this route because I like the player. I know there's so much potential there with him, but it's just that apparently playing video games and all that and getting a contract for 300 and something thousand a week at 18 apparently was a bad idea. So I couldn't tell you where he goes after this, to be very honest.
Mm, I don't know because to me it I mean like it's football, right, that brought you here, right? And when you were at Dortmund, right, you didn't have the level of attention on you. It's when you came to Manchester is when your I guess your appeal really, really expanded. All of a sudden you were on the England national team, But again, the Glazers, Ed Woodward gave this boy 350 grand a week, you know. It The money obviously went to his head, and now he feels as though well he is bigger than the club. But you're not. I mean you have to understand that Ten Hag right now is the boss. So it's either you fall in line or you ship out. But I still find that Ten Hag doesn't have the control because we both know if this was Ferguson, we wouldn't even be here still talking about Sancho now. You know, Er, he would have done what he done. Ferguson would have said, like he would have said okay, and we guarantee you by the end of the week, Sancho would find himself, you know, outside, and it was just that simple. But I guess now you see why Pep, you know, let him go. Not now you're seeing why these things happening.
So
You know,
I definitely want to touch up on this comment now from Mr. Martin Phillip, and he's saying, "Let us assume that Ten Hag is wrong. He is the boss. Sancho and his
mhm,
handlers should man up and take one for the team. The longer
mhm,
this goes on, Sancho will be signing a one-way ticket out of United." I would
mhm.
just like to, I would only amend one thing off that statement. He
Yeah,
wouldn't be getting a one-way ticket just out of United. He'd be getting a one-way ticket out of pretty much any well-established club
yeah,
because now you have
definitely.
a track record with that. But like,
Yeah.
hold on, are you wearing a Real Madrid shirt on our channel right now?
Yep. Yes, I am. It's called protest. I'm protesting. I'm protesting the Glazers. Glazers out. Glazers out. Glazers
Welcome back
out.
to the welcome back to the channel, President Chad.
Yes, I
Yeah, I don't know
am.
what's going on with my internet. My internet has seemed to be working perfectly until I get on here, then it starts to give trouble.
Mm,
That's how it always goes.
mm.
Reminds me of Brittany's internet. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Yes, yes. But I mean, I again, I can
And
see
speak of the
in
devil
now.
himself.
Hey,
Yep,
You can live long, you
you
can live
call
long.
him, you call his
correct.
name, and the man show up. Yes, man. No, but I do agree. I think his football stock is going down, and you see, I mean, he can't even make the England national team now. He's not even on the team now. I mean,
And you
I
see,
hate to say it,
people have
but
to
Harry
understand that
Maguire is right now higher than him.
people have to understand it's not just about talent. It's also about discipline. When you're playing a team sport, is how you could deal with authority. Is there's so many elements that affect your stock as a player or as a professional in any workplace. Your professionalism is all part of it. And Jadon Sancho you really have to wonder. And then let's be real, his camp is complaining that Ten Hag shouldn't have mentioned anything about his mental illness. That was the beginning of this, right? And the truth is, Ten Hag did not mention specifically anything about his mental illness or mental necessarily suggesting mental issues. But up to today, we don't know the full story behind why he disappeared from the team and went to Holland. If this was a manager that really wanted to air dirty laundry, wouldn't it be easy to leak that to the press? I don't think that would paint Jadon Sancho in a good light. So this was a manager that bent over backwards. Here where he went to Holland. So this obviously was the manager setting this up for you to help rebuild your career and help treat with whatever issues that you will have. And I use the term issues because I know that there's more than one issue he would have had at that time,
Yep.
right? And you repay this manager's faith, this manager's work and commitment to you as a player and to your football career by being a dick about it. Come on now, man. It's kind of hard, even if you like Jadon Sancho, it's kind of hard to support Jadon Sancho in this particular situation. It's real hard, especially we have so much injuries. This could have been your opportunity to secure
Mm.
your position on the right, to secure
Correct.
yourself in the starting 11. And this is the time when you decide you want to be childish. Nah, man. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard
Yeah.
to support Jadon Sancho at this particular moment. It's real hard.
But
It's kind of like you're harping up on the discipline before touching up on that. It's because if I remember correctly, like the Brazilians that we grew up on, the Ronaldos, Ronaldinhos, Roberto Carlos, is them.
yeah,
They would party. They would party hard. They would fly bat and everything as well too. But then again, when it came time to play, they would actually show up and they would produce. So I guess some managers gave it leeway and let them get away with it.
hmm
Um, I think about some of these superstars now and the
Those were
antics that they do.
professionals.
But
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
those
getting at
guys were
is I think about like
professionals.
some superstars now who probably have a lot of antics, a lot of ego, a lot of negative press around them. A perfect example, somebody I could probably think of is Kyrie Irving in the NBA. But the man can play. The man gets rings, so people put up with it. So as long as you keep on producing on the field or on the court, whatever it is, people will put up with it. But if you're trying to have these antics and you're not producing, then that's when people are going to start questioning, and that is the first thing that they're going to look at. And so somewhere along there, Raul is he's ready today.
but yeah,
Bringing out the Trinidadian legend Dwight York after he won the treble, after he won the real treble, as I might like to add.
mm,
Um, yeah, he kind of just said, "All right, yeah, cool, come out, party hard, and everything too."
yeah, yeah. Because you remember the year he was here for Carnival. Man came for Carnival, fed on the arm bat. Weekend he was in a game in Old Trafford playing. So but the difference is with Sancho is that unfortunately Sancho has won nothing.
Mhm.
So so for people you can't really act out because do any of us okay I say for me I don't miss Sancho. I don't miss him. We didn't miss him on Tuesday. We didn't miss him over the weekend. Even when we got beat, we didn't miss him. So I don't see I don't see what he's doing. I don't see
It's
what he's
again
trying to achieve.
with me. It's I still believe there's potential there for him, but he needs to get out of his own ways and start playing for the club. But if he's not willing to do that and sacrifice for the club, like i.e. making like doing the things professional, showing up to training on time, making sure you're getting enough sleep, making sure you're prioritizing being a footballer first. If
Yeah.
you're not willing to do all that, then it's time to move on.
Mm. Yeah, go on.
No,
Wherever
I
you
just
can
wanna
find a club, if you could find a club. So, but
I just
but
wanna add
again,
one more thing, and I know
if
we
he
wanna.
would if I want to if he is willing to apologize, I hope he's welcomed back into that team. But he needs to be on thin ice. He cannot screw up at all. He needs to be the hardest worker on everything. Because
Mm.
I still think that if he does apologize, he could and is truly sorry for it. He still could be a good addition to this side.
Mm.
I just wanna add one more thing. I know you're getting ready to jump off this topic. Now I don't know if in Sancho's mind, because the team was performing badly, that he thought to himself he have the upper hand. Right? We losing, and I know on the team. Like some people say, well, if I was in team, you'd have win. I don't know if in his mind he thought, I win in this battle because the team underperforming and I not there. But trust me,
Mm.
the team has won 2 games on the bounce now. If we win on the weekend, we'll be winning and you're not there. And it just means people are not going to be missing you. So he really needs to decide quickly what it is he wants to do. Because if he wants to have a United career at all, he needs to get himself back into this dressing room, back into this starting 11. No. You have players coming back from injury. We have Mason Mount coming back. We have players that are going to be coming back. This Anthony situation could be ended very soon. We don't know, right? He needs, if he is interested in his United career, he needs to sort himself out quickly because this losing and inconsistency. I think this team is slowly turning a corner, and he's going to find that when a team is winning, people don't really have time for you. This is suddenly going to become back page news and not even important anymore. It is important because when the team losing, everybody's be looking for reasons. Why the team losing? Maybe it's a thing in the dressing room. It's this, it's that. But when the team winning, when you got time, people gonna be like Jaden who? You understand? Let us win the next 2-3 games. People will be like Jaden who? That's danger that a genuine danger that he faces the longer that this goes on right now.
Well, we've been already been talking about this topic now for almost half the show so far, but we got to move on. And you were talking about the kind of hinted at it already. The team starting, it seems like it's starting to turn a corner. Well, at the same time, we yesterday we saw a resurgence in Mason Mount. Obviously, we know that he played the 2 games. I think he was in the double pivot and did not do well. And of course, after 2 games, no goals, no assists, all of a sudden the 007 meme started loading up. People are just waiting for it, and people are just hoping so they can have the memes posted up. So basically, he could be the next Mudrik, ready to go with the 007, everything like that. As about 5 weeks out of the team, whether he was injured or not, we don't know. I still believe he was injured, but he came back in, played at a natural position where he's used to. And what does he do? Puts in a typical number seven like assist, a Man United number seven like assist for who was it? Lo and behold, Casemiro, Mr. Thunderbolt Casemiro himself. I don't know if he's got weights in his head or something like that with how hard he headed that ball in, but it was about time we saw that Mason Mount coming back. I have to say it was against basically a Crystal Palace B side, but you know what? I don't care because if he had not produced anything against that, all the headlines would be about is 007 loading. Mason Mount can't even produce against a B side team, and you know what? This is going to do wonders for his confidence, and I was very happy to see it, gentlemen. What say you?
Yeah, I mean, I was happy because I mean, again, it was very professional. I mean, you have to beat whoever is in front of you. Everyone said how last year we won the Carabao Cup, and everyone said how easy our road was to the final. But that's just the draw. But you have to win. So we we supposed to welcome Palace, and we supposed to beat them. We supposed to beat them 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. That is what we are supposed to do. So I mean, because fact is that, like you said, right? If you had won the game 1-0, the headlines would be we can't even beat Palace B side, right? If Mason Mount didn't perform, they would have said, "Oh, Mason Mount can't even perform against Palace." So I mean, there'd always be a reason, but we came against Palace B side. That is what they brought. We beat them 3-0. I was happy that Mason got his assist. I was happy that he got minutes. My next thing now is I want to see come weekend what goes on.
We're gonna get into that at a later topic in the show. That's actually not the next topic. The topic after that, we're gonna cover a Subsequent Mount for a little bit first, though. But Chad, what did you think about Mason Mount yesterday?
Well, before I talk about Mason Mount, I have to say that Ten Hag has done a lot, and he made me believe in ghosts. I want to talk a little bit about the game yesterday, right? He made me believe in ghosts because yesterday when I saw Donny van der Beek coming on, I was like, wow, that guy's still alive. I swear I was seeing a ghost. You understand? The man made me believe in ghosts. Um, he made me believe that Bruno Fernandes is a human being because since Bruno Fernandes came to this team, we never had a manager that seemed to feel or believe that this guy was a human being and had a pulse like everybody else because he would be playing game in, game out. And even when he was rested, he wasn't really rested because he was on the bench. And sometimes he used to come on games. He might not start the game, but he still used to play. To know that um, Bruno Fernandes was not injured and wasn't in a team lineup, was amazing. So, Ten Hag did a really impressive job in showing me those two things, making me believe in ghosts and helping all of us to realize Fernandez is a human being and not a machine. So, kudos to him for that. Um, Mason Mount, this would build his confidence. I was never a Mason Mount fan. I always felt in the England team that there were other players that probably he should have made the team, yes, but I always found that there probably were other players that should get the start ahead of him. All of that being said, I totally understand why Ten Hag liked him, why Ten Hag wanted him. He's been hardworking when he's at Chelsea. He runs, he gives a lot in offense, he gives a lot in defense. He is a Ten Hag player, right? He does the kind of things Ten Hag likes, but he just wasn't hitting his levels when he first came into the team. And this game is the kind of game that will help build his confidence. The question now is, can he do it with the likes of Bruno Fernandes next to him on the pitch? Because you have to ask yourself, when he was underperforming, he was playing next to Bruno. Bruno's not there, you're performing well. I am just thinking as a player, right? But we have to wait and see if it's the player or if it's the chemistry. Because he looked way better with the players that were on the pitch yesterday than he looked in the past.
Was he also,
I don't
if I
want to
remember
jump to any
correctly,
conclusions.
if I remember correctly, he was also playing, I think, in the double pivot, correct, for those first two games, and so that was a position that he was not really used to playing, and he did not play well with that, and so he finally got to play in a position that he knew, and it made such a difference. So I wonder if that could be a part of it as well too.
And if Bruno Fernandes is on the pitch, will he be playing in that position? Right? So all
You
of that.
or it could also be, you know what? Maybe he doesn't start, or maybe it finally gives Bruno much needed rest for longevity. So when Bruno starts getting tired, you can bring him in to finish out the match. So that there's
Maybe
options
we
that you have
have
there. Because we need to
maybe
start
he
taking
might
advantage of
be
his
a
substitution role properly.
maybe he might be a rotation player, but I am 100% sure Ten Hag didn't bring him into the team and give him the number 7 for him to be a rotation player for Bruno. right? The hope is that he is
I
going to
think it
be
just
able to
depends on the
start.
match.
So
I think
hopefully
it
they
depends
figure
on the
that out.
match. I think it depends on the match because it should be that your place is not guaranteed to start no matter what. It's you got to perform well in training. It
No,
also depends on who our opposition is as well too, and what the manager thinks will be the best player for that.
the manager will do what reality dictates. And if reality dictates that you perform best as a rotation player, you perform best when Bruno is not on the pitch, or when you're playing in Bruno's traditional position, then that is what the manager is going to do. All I'm saying is when the manager bought him, I don't think he bought him with that in mind. You don't buy a guy, give him your number 7 shirt if you didn't hope that he would feature in your starting 11 more often than not. But the manager will do what he thinks is best, and performances will, but more than anything else, it would be a confidence booster. A clean sheet as well would be a confidence booster for Onana, would be a confidence booster for the defense. Martial being on
Correct.
the score sheet. So
And
everything about the
that's
game
two clean sheets
yesterday.
back to back right now too, as well in all competitions. So something
So
could be
everything
happening.
about the game yesterday was to me positive as far as the team and building confidence goes. We have to see what happens on the weekend and going forward.
Correct. And so one other player that I wanted to highlight because there are a couple others I could, if we have time, maybe I'll get into the other ones. Um, Amrabat's first start. Obviously, everybody knows we signed Amrabat to be a defensive midfielder. We ended up playing as well. I guess you could call it a hybrid fullback role yesterday. The best way I could describe it, because he kind of was switching back and forth between the midfield and that fullback position, and he was absolutely phenomenal. It could that could be something that we were crying out for so long right now, and I think it's incredible. It's incredible to see a player who wants to play for the badge again out there and giving it his all like that, the way that he did,
Yeah, correct,
and
correct.
especially at the price tag that he will be bought for. Yeah, absolute bargain because technically it's still a loan signing for now, but yeah,
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I'm still reserving my judgment until weekend. Like I want to see him, on the weekend next week, and then I could see like how it will fit. Because I can't really see. Because again, I can't really see a tree with Bruno and Casemiro on Mount. I think it is Bruno, Casemiro, and Amrat, and I think it's Mount of the bench, or I think someone in the comments said Mount, out wide, because for Chelsea he did play out wide at times, what I mean. So that could also be an option, you know.
I think it depends on our fullback situation if our main fullbacks are fit again or not.
Mm, yeah, yeah. I was glad. The man came on at left back, and the man did it. Now to be fair to the Palace, they didn't really trouble us too much. Like the team, you could tell Roy Hodgson brought out that team to just show off, and his thing was don't get injured. If you get beat, so be it. But I don't. But I know even Roy himself said in his press conference that he doesn't care about the Carabao Cup. What I mean? So Palace didn't really threaten us that much. They did, but I know the next game will be very different. But again, you play who you have in front of you, and he did very very well. And I know you saw what he could do. You know, you saw he reminded me of Daley Blind. He could play left back, right back, centre back, goalkeeper, CDM, striker, whatever you want. You can just and he could just do it. And I think those kind of players are very hard to find, and if you get them, you must keep them in your team. You
I
know.
agree. I agree to a certain extent, but then at some point, that player, you also have to find where they specialize the most
Yeah.
too. So like I think that was, if you want to go back to even as far as John O'Shea and Nicky Butt, I think those are their two biggest downfalls at the club.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They had
Because
no
they
set
were they were
personnel.
great they were great players, but they never locked down one specific position.
Mm. No, no, they were everywhere. You know, they were everywhere. A jack of all trades.
Yeah, John O'Shea even literally played in goal for a match,
Yeah,
for part of a match. So yeah, yeah, exactly.
exactly. You know, and so that's what I'm saying. I mean, I want to see what else he comes with. You know, but I like the fact that he came, he did his job, and he did it well. And you know, just it's just to see now what will come afterwards now.
So Allen is saying Mount in the eight for now
I
alongside
don't
Bruno
I
are
don't
on the
like
right.
Mm.
Yeah, you're not a fan of this comment?
me. I
Yeah.
wasn't going to comment on the comment. I going to comment on the topic.
All right.
Mm. All right.
All right.
Um, I don't like how they're watching in my notes because I was going to talk about the many players, utility players that we have had. And it wasn't so much the John O'Shea's, but the Daily Blend and the Owen Hargreaves, the kind of guys that it don't matter where you put them, they actually were very good. Right? Owen Hargreaves was a standout right back. He was a
Mm.
standout CDM. He was a standout right winger. It really didn't matter where you put him in any one of those positions. You were going to get a good game. And if Amrabat is that level of competency, that it doesn't matter where you put him, you're going to get a solid, good quality game. Like Daley Blind, even being as short as he was, holding down center back, next to Rojo of all people, and still being competent in that position. If that's the levels we're gonna get from Amrabat, I'm all here for it. Sign that guy up, sign him up now. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yes, I agree. You want a player to know his best position, but you need utility players because we are just talking about Mason Mount, and maybe because he wasn't in his best position before, he wasn't performing. You need guys that are able to switch. You need guys that are able to do different things because they add dynamism to your team and it gives you flexibility. I mean, look, Pep have Stones playing in the midfield. I don't think Stones remember before Pep played in the midfield. I don't know if he ever played in the midfield in his career, right? He would have been playing centre back for so long, but he adds something to that team when he goes into that position, as well as allowing the CDM to go forward and him falling back and turning it into a back three with the left back and the right back, adding to the wings and adding to their numbers going forward. So you need players who could give you more options. And Amrabat, for me, I wouldn't like to tell you, Ten Hag had me seeing ghosts yesterday. And he
Mm.
had me wondering what was going on because at the times I was seeing Amrabat next to the centre back. I seeing him on the wing. I seeing him as a back. I like, where this fella really playing? I was confused. There was so many different positions he played in one game. You ain't talking about 2-3 games in one game. The man was like in 3-4 positions. It's like, and I was
That's why I
good
said
because
a hybrid fullback type thing in the beginning.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
exactly
it's
why I
like
said it
what's
that
going on
way.
here?
Yeah.
But he looked competent and like I was happy. I was glad to see it. Now, as Robert rightfully say, let's see what happens on the weekend. Let's see what if he could do this against Premier League opposition, right? But I think he can. I think he can. We all remember what he was doing in the World Cup. I think he can, and he's the kind of player that is going to endear himself to the fans because he's
So
going to
I
give
think
110%.
so I think that's a great time now to transition right into our next topic right now on who would we like to see on Saturday. So we just played Crystal Palace at Old Trafford in the Carabao Cup, and come Saturday we play Crystal Palace in the Premier League at Old Trafford. Same opposition again now. Obviously, this will be full strength sides.
Mm.
Based upon what you've seen this season, and also take into account what you saw yesterday, who would you all like to see in the starting 11 for this one come Saturday? In the comments, feel free to post your lineups or who you'd like to see as well too. So I guess we could start. Well, we could start this as a consensus. Yeah, we can start as a consensus on this one. So in goal, I don't think there's any debate right now. I was actually very surprised to see Onana play yesterday. I thought that the backup goalkeeper was going to play yesterday so he could get some minutes. But for sure, Onana's got to be starting.
Yeah.
Now for the right back.
Yeah, I think Onana played yesterday for confidence. As soon as he is confident between the sticks, then we could start to give the backup keeper some minutes. Right now, we need a confident goalkeeper.
All right, so right back now.
Had to be Dello. There can't be anybody else. It will have to be.
Yeah, I can't remember how long Wan-Bissaka's out for, but yeah, it will have to
I
be
agree.
Dello. Now for the two center backs,
Harry Maguire.
A few more weeks still.
Harry, you see the man performance on Tuesday? The guy pulled off a prime Franco Barrett's performance. Harry Maguire has to get in, man. You have to play him, man. You have to play him, man. You have to play him, man. You have to play him.
So you're saying Varane Maguire?
Actually, forget me. Yes, no. Varane and Lam posted on matter.
Johnny Evans and Varane. Forget Evans.
No, it's I know. I always keep saying I don't like Johnny Evans because it reminds me of how old I am. Right? It reminds me of how old I am. Last time I saw Johnny Evans in this kit, I had a ras. Right? I am bald now. So you know what's going on in life. You understand? No. I don't like Johnny Evans. Okay? Yes, the man pass a ball to Bruno. Okay, great. But play Casemiro in center back or Amrabat or somebody. You know?
All I can say right now is that whenever Robert sees Johnny Evans, this is all he thinks right now.
Emotional damage. You want some therapy?
I don't get I don't get the hype. I'm sorry. I don't get the hype. I don't understand. The man did one pass. He scored 2 VR goals. That were no.
I don't think it have anything to do with hype. It don't have anything to do with hype. Like Robert, when I heard we signed Johnny Evans, I was like, what? Seriously? But then when Harry didn't go, I was like, yeah, well, Johnny Evans is a backer better than Harry. So I didn't really stress about it. But when you talk about what was going on the pitch, Johnny Evans could have had 3 goals already for the season. The ball is meeting him or he is meeting the ball from corner kicks. When last have we scored so many goals from set pieces? He and Casemiro, the ball is like a magnet to their head right now. Based on performance. It's not just anti-Maguire. I wouldn't lie, I am anti-Maguire, yes. But it is not just anti-Maguire. Based on performance, Johnny Evans deserves to be in that team. The man is scoring goals. He's a danger for set players, and he is passing the ball over the top, releasing the runners, which is what we know.
So are we? I just want to ask this question right now.
Especially when we play in the likes of Manchester City.
So is the other center back pretty much Varane is a lock for that? So we're all just trying to figure out who's going to be the right sided center back.
Varane.
So Varane and whomever we pick.
Yep.
Whoever.
But it's between. So I see people now. Some people are calling for Victor Lindelof to start. You've got Robert T. Maguire. We've got Chad Team Evans.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I mean, you can't look. I understand Harry is Harry, but Johnny Evans is 55 years old. People, he's 55 years old. He's an old man. Okay? People need to understand what's going on in life. Right? When I saw Johnny Evans,
how he is, the man performing.
Exactly.
I was in my 20s when he left the club. I'm now in my 40s. No, 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 no. We can't go back in time. Okay? I rather have Harry. I no big man thing. I rather have Harry there. And I don't like Harry Maguire.
Johnny Evans, Robert should give you hope. He should
Uh,
give you hope that maybe, just maybe, you could grow that ass one more time.
I don't know,
You
maybe,
hope,
maybe,
never
I don't
give
know.
up, never quit, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah,
All right,
exactly,
so
exactly.
I guess we
Never.
could. We're pretty much stuck on that one. So I guess we can move on now to the left back.
Mhm. Yeah,
I'm
I
ready to
think.
put Amrabat there again.
I'm
If
about
the others are not fit, Amrabat after what I saw, because and then you could also play that hybrid fullback defensive mid role as well too.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Now
I
here's
mean, even
this
though
is where I think
honestly,
it's gonna
I
get
would
tricky now as well too.
I know the midfield to me would be a little thing because I know actually no, well, for me, I also try to fit Mount in there somewhere, just not in that tree, you know.
How would you line up the midfield now? That like or what formation would you play? Because we're playing
again, then,
four across the back. So
Yeah. The 2 3, yeah, 2 3 1. You have Casemiro and you could you can put whoever next to Casemiro. I mean, I don't like Ericsson because I think Ericsson doesn't have the legs anymore for it. Like if you're gonna have Ericsson in midfield, then you need Amrabat
mm,
there, who is younger
all right.
and more. I guess he runs more. If you don't have Casemiro, I think having like Scott might be good. Because I personally would put Mason on the wing on the right.
That was exactly what I was thinking as well too.
Mm.
But I was also thinking to line up alongside Casemiro. However, I am not so sure. I'm not so sure about the person like alongside him. I am still thinking Hannibal, but Hannibal's bookings concern me a little bit.
He a little wild. He
I
So
a little wild.
I am thinking
but he's
Hannibal
one
as
really
well.
too right now.
Mm.
You see, my problem with Ericsson, I'm not worried so much about Ericsson's legs. Um, is that if I'm a player and I'm playing against Ericsson, I know Ericsson is not coming to tackle. Ericsson just runs and tries to position himself and tries to squeeze the play with numbers. He tries to support. Does he run back? Yes. Does he support the defense? Yes. But he runs back with numbers. Ericsson doesn't get close enough to anybody because he knows tackling was never one of Ericsson's strong points. So do you always see him running back? Yes. Do you always see him closing a man? He tries to close angles, but he doesn't close and put in a tackle. So if I'm a player and I see Ericsson running towards me, I know I just had hit him a little fake. I could get around him or I could run past him because he's not going to come in with a tackle. Right? He might try to close me down, but he's not gonna come in with a tackle. And I think that perpetuates the problem that we're having in the defense. So because of that, even though I like what he brings going forward, until we are a little more disciplined as far as defense or defensive issues go, I rather see Hannibal. Yes, I'm concerned about his yellow cards, but the youth had to learn, right? And he ain't gonna learn watching on the sideline. Let the man play.
Um,
All right.
a question with the cards, right? I know he was booked in the Carabao Cup yesterday. If he is booked on the weekend, does that mean that he will miss a game, or that those cards don't that doesn't count?
I have to look that one up. I'm not sure because I'm not sure. I think the suspensions would only carry over for domestic competitions. I'm not sure about the bookings, or I think that might just be a Premier League rule though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, However, now what I want to now I think where it's gonna get tricky now is the midfield three. We've got our double pivot. We're pretty much saying Casemiro as well as Hannibal. Now for our midfield three, I think two of the three are set. where I think we're saying we want Mount on the right side, we'll play Bruno through the middle.
Mhm.
Who's going on that left side?
I mean,
I
Rashford.
With his form lately, you still think he's going? Remember, this is who we would like to see, not who will actually play. This is who we'd like to see.
Well, no, the thing is, see, my thing with Garnacho is that he has shown me that he is very good off the bench. Like he will start games and you don't get that, that skill, that explosion. Rashford, however, he could start a game, yes, but the problem is that Rashford doesn't cross the ball. Rashford is very. That's why Rashford crashed his car into a big wall the other day, right? How could you crash your car
Don't do that,
into
Robert. Don't do that, Robert. Don't do
no,
that.
the man crashed his car into a wall. How? How? No, you tell me. The man on the road is like 50 feet wide, and you decide I'm gonna drive into a wall. The man drive the same way he play football. You have the whole field here, but you see three man here. You say, right, know what I'll do? I'll go there.
Lack of intelligence, Robert.
Don't go there.
No, but it's the truth. I saw the pictures. The road was wide. How you crash your car? How? You crash your car? I don't understand that. Because we all know the boy don't cross. He don't cross. He will beat a man, beat another man, and then decide to turn back around and try and beat three more men again. For what? And then he won't cross. But then he will shoot and then he will miss. And then he'll get vexed. Oh, I miss. Cross the damn ball. I don't understand. I don't. Now, I understand to a certain degree, right? Last season, right, he was our top scorer, right? I get. We put a lot of faith into him, the guys work with him, so he became a very selfish player. So now you have to rework him again to become a selfless player. But at the same time, you
Rashford is
you
a
don't
top scorer.
understand.
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I
You have
wouldn't
to
say a
start.
selfish player.
yeah.
Also remember last year we didn't have a proper forward going up
No,
there,
but
so you
now we
couldn't do a
do.
lot of work
So
himself. Now,
first of
now
all,
we do have one, so he has to learn how to adapt to that while
right,
also knowing when to shoot and when to pass. That he
and
needs to bring into his
that's
game,
all. Somebody
and
need to
and,
go
and I
and
think that's the only thing that's missing from his game. To be very
well,
honest,
he need to go and learn how to drive first, and then go and learn how to play football after. I don't understand the man.
no, he could hire drivers for that. I don't worry about
Exactly.
that.
So
I
then
don't worry about that.
he then he
I'm worried about his
needs
on the pitch
okay,
stuff.
then he needs to hire a driver to learn how to run on the field. Right? Run so. Don't run.
He could the fans be coming, driver, don't stop at all. Yeah. Anyway, and yeah, and anyway, yeah. But so again, coming back to the question at hand,
I I I
who would you
agree
like to
with
see on the left side?
Clive Jack right about now.
Hmm.
It does I tell you, it have nothing to do with who we would like to see. There are
Hmm.
three, four names that are starting that game, five names, regardless. Onana,
Hmm.
Casimiro,
Hmm.
Bruno Fernandez,
Right.
Rashford, and Hoyland.
Hmm.
We could
Right.
debate
Yeah.
anything else. You're not
Hmm.
debating that. Those guys are started. So Rashford is starting on the left. Unless the
Hmm.
only way Ganacho comes into the team is if he puts Rashford on the right, but Rashford's still playing. It
Yeah.
really matter. Rashford is still playing. So it is what it
Hmm.
is. And I would like to see him on the left. So that's it.
Yeah. Just
So
I don't know. Just
our lot for Palestri for Saturday now.
no. Well, I I don't I think I
Leslie
think
had
he'll get
his
a game.
time and he
Yeah.
was open. He wasn't great.
No. I think
And he will
what
get
I
he
would like
will
to
get
see.
games because we have a lot of games to play and we still have
Yeah.
injuries.
Hmm. I
Correct.
mean, I would like to see Rashford, Bruno, and Palestri, but I know it will be Garnacho, Bruno, and Rashford.
So
It had worked. Yeah.
before we get into our next topic, our second to last topic, just wanted to bring up the next round of the Carabao Cup draw was held maybe about an hour or so ago. And for those who are unaware, we have a rematch of last year's Carabao Cup final next round at Old Trafford to be played. Our match right after the Manchester Derby. So just everybody keep that in mind. So because I think right now the matches we play City on October 29th, and I think that the Carabao Cup match is supposed to be scheduled for November for November 1st, I think is what I was seeing. But yeah, just everybody keep that in mind. So moving into our second to last topic of the evening, we have our memes of the week, and I'll let President Chad take over from this part now.
Okay, let's do this. We love our memes. This week, we're going to be true. I don't know why this thing is giving me trouble to load. Yeah, so this week we're going to be trolling Chelsea Football Club with all.
They finally want a match again, and God knows how long today, but that still does not change the topics at hand for our memes of the week.
No. Who they beat?
Brighton.
Oh, but the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, Nicholas Jackson finally scored a goal.
Well, that don't count. That don't count.
And on top of that, we found out Mudryk is still shit.
He was always crap, man. Always.
And you know I try not to speak bad about players on here and things like that, but what I saw just
Let me tell you something. And that guy is gonna go and play football somewhere else. And when Mudryk goes to play football somewhere else, he is going to shine. Believe you me. I don't know what is wrong. I think the problem is his hairstyle. He needs to change his hairstyle to fit in at Chelsea. That's what we're with Mudryk. He need to get some plaits.
Correct.
And our last meme this week is the Chelsea Lion. He's taking a break. He's taking a break. He's like, yeah, what? I'm going back to Safari for me. I'm taking a break this week. So, we all having a laugh at Chelsea this week. All the memes are Chelsea related. And let's hope that they stay so next week and we don't have any United memes, all right? We need to win on Saturday.
Yeah.
And now moving into my personal favorite topic of the show.
Go away, Mama Loca Boo Boo Day. Shut your mouth, go away, Mama Loca Boo Boo Day.
We now move into the Top Shotter and Boo Boo Man section of the evening. And so for those who are not aware, Top Shotter is that man, person, whatever, could be man or female, whatever, group, organization, whatever it is, who everything they touch right now turns to gold. They can do no wrong right now. The Boo Boo Man is the complete opposite. Everything they touch just turns to, boo-boo. So as the host, I will be going last. Give everybody their opportunities to go first. And I will start with Robert this time.
Okay. Well, my top shotter for the week, I will have to say I have to give it to Andre Onana. You've finally got a clean sheet. Well, you got 2 clean sheets, right? 2. That is a very, very big deal. You know what I mean? Because it was looking very, very shaky. For weeks, the man was just a meme for weeks. He was on the beach. He was in space. He was, it was just sad. But the guy came on the weekend against Burnley. We got a clean sheet. Came yesterday, got a clean sheet. So I hope come weekend you have a clean sheet. You know what I mean? So I will have to give my top shutter to Andre Onana. And my Oh, and also to Harry Maguire for playing yesterday and for doing nothing dumb. He did nothing dumb for a game. Wow, Harry Maguire, you and Andre are my two top shotters. Right? First and last. Never again. But my boo boo is, as per usual, Arsenal. Arsenal. Arsenal are my boo boos as per usual. All Arsenal had to do was beat Spurs at home. That's all they had to do. Beat Spurs at home. These men got a lead, took a lead, and then gave Tottenham a point. How could you be up in a game and give back the game? You're snatched. What is this? You're snatched. You snatched what victory? No. You snatched defeat from the mother victory or whatever it is. But
Twice in the match.
twice, twice, not once, twice. Arsenal, and then they come and say, "Oh, we have the best. We have the best." You cannot want to go after Man City for no league. You are nowhere close. Okay, you are nowhere close. You're a waste team. Your whole team are a bunch of punks, a bunch of no. I don't know. I don't know. They just a sort of waste man, waste man Arsenal, and I don't know why men were like, oh, we have to put Arsenal in our top two. No, Arsenal getting fifth. Arsenal coming fifth, and I'm telling you, when we meet Arsenal again, it'll be a very different game, a very different game. But Arsenal have to be my boo of the week,
All
whole
right.
day, every day.
All right, President Chad.
Like President John Internet going through
Has to
again.
be Andrew Nana.
Mm.
After having a challenging start to his United career, after a couple of times, made too many mistakes, to get two clean sheets on the bounce, that's what I like to see. I like to see players take risk. Definitely, Onana is my top shotter.
All right.
And my boo boo, I mean, they say not to kick a guy when he down, but my boo boo is Pochettino. Everybody was looking forward to see what he would bring back to the Premier League. He had such success at Chelsea on the whole, so
Mm.
Yeah, definitely could see that one for sure.
watching Chelsea and my boo.
So Potts and Chelsea, your boo boo man. All right. So for me right now, I will start with my boo boo man first. My boo boo man for this week is the entire social media team at Napoli. So for those who are unaware of what happened at Napoli, they put out basically a video that is mocking their top goal scorer, who just paraded them to their first title since Diego Maradona was there.
Mm.
Now you've just pissed him off, pissed off his age and everybody else, and you just made probably one of the hottest strikers on the planet pretty much disgruntled and ready to leave. All you got to do is continue praising him and keep or just keep doing what you were doing before, and none of this would have happened. You created an entire unnecessary situation just because he missed a penalty.
Mm.
So Napoli, especially your social media team, you got to be boo man for this week. My top shotter for this week has to be Newcastle. Not only did you record a historic win on the weekend, winning 8-0, you also just knocked out Man City out of the Carabao Cup today. And your reward is now you get to face Man United in the Carabao Cup rematch.
Mm.
So my top shotter for this week has to be Newcastle. Robert, President Chad, it's definitely been a great show today. Any parting words from either of you?
Yes. Big up TKR. Big up TKR. Take your money. Live your life.
And lose.
I don't mind. You're rich. You're rich. You're rich. If it was me, I would do it too. If it was me, I would do it too. Take your money, guys. Take your money. It's fine. Live your life. Live your life. It's okay. It is only cricket. It's only cricket.
Well, gentlemen, it's like I always say, we keep the red flag flying high because Man United will never die. Don't forget to hashtag the United Hour if you want to be in for that Wayne Rooney shirts. Gentlemen, until next time.